Before the era of neural networks and superhuman engines, the idea of teaching a machine to play chess was a wild dream, one that ignited the imagination of computer scientists and chess enthusiasts alike. The journey of chess AI began in the 1950s, when pioneers like Alan Turing and Claude Shannon proposed the first theoretical frameworks for a chess-playing machine. They didn't have the hardware or software we know today, but they laid the foundation. Shannon's paper, Programming a Computer for Playing Chess, outlined how a machine could evaluate positions and search for optimal moves, a revolutionary concept for its time. In those early years, it wasn't about beating grandmasters. It was about proving that a machine could think in a structured, strategic way. In chess, it became the perfect testing ground, a battle of logic, pattern recognition, and foresight. The spark had been lit. In the early decades of chess AI, machines were more curious experiments than competitors. Despite the excitement, these early chess programs had major limitations. Their calculations were shallow, often evaluating just a few plies ahead, making them blind to long-term strategies or subtle traps that even amateur human players could spot. They relied heavily on brute force search, without the nuanced positional understanding that defines human play. The evaluation functions were basic, mostly counting material and checking for simple threats, with little grasp of concepts like pawn structure or king safety. A classic example, in the 1960s and 70s, programs like Mac-Hack could play legal moves, even win occasionally, but were easily outplayed by club-level players. Grandmasters didn't even take them seriously. It was clear machines could play chess, but they couldn't think like chess players, not yet. The turning point came in 1997, a moment that changed the world of chess forever. IBM's Deep Blue, a specialized supercomputer designed to play chess, faced off against the reigning world champion, Garry Kasparov. It wasn't the first time they met in 1996. Kasparov had defeated Deep Blue in a close match, but this time the machine had evolved, with the ability to evaluate over 200 million positions per second. Deep Blue was armed not only with brute force calculation, but also a database of grandmaster games and refined opening knowledge. It wasn't just playing moves, it was playing smart. In a historic 6-game rematch, Deep Blue stunned the chess world by winning the match 3.5 to 2.5, making it the first time a computer had defeated a reigning world champion in a match under standard tournament conditions. For the first time, humanity saw a glimpse of AI's potential to outthink even the greatest minds. Chess would never be the same again. The leap from early chess programs to today's super engines didn't happen overnight. It was fueled by rapid advancements in both hardware and software. As processors became faster and more efficient, computers could analyze millions of positions per second. Parallel processing, 64-bit architecture, and the rise of multi-core CPUs gave engines the raw power they needed to dive deeper into the game's possibilities. On the software side, evaluation functions evolved dramatically. Instead of just counting material, engines began to understand positional elements, king safety, pawn structure, initiative, and space. Techniques like alpha-beta pruning, bitboards, and iterative deepening became standard, allowing engines to think faster and smarter. And then came the open-source revolution. Engines like Stockfish tapped into the power of global collaboration, constantly refining their code through community contributions. Others like Komodo blended brute force calculation with expert-crafted evaluation, producing stylistic, human-like play. Together, these innovations have reshaped the landscape of chess, producing engines not just stronger than grandmasters, but in many cases, stronger than entire fields of them. There was a time when even the best chess engines couldn't hold a candle to top human players. Today, that balance has flipped entirely. Modern engines like Stockfish, Komodo, and LC0 have reached levels of precision and depth that no human can match. Their evaluations stretch dozens of moves ahead, exploring millions of variations in mere seconds, and with almost perfect accuracy. In fact, today's engines are used by grandmasters not to compete with, but to learn from. They've become ultimate sparring partners and opening laboratories, trusted not only for their tactical sharpness, but for their insight into complex positional play. The proof is in the ratings. Engines like Stockfish regularly achieve estimated ELO ratings above 3,500, far beyond the human ceiling of around 2,850. Against such flawless computation, even the greatest human minds are left outpaced and outplayed. It's no longer a question of whether engines can beat humans. it's how far ahead they already are. Modern chess engines haven't just changed who wins, they've changed how chess is played and understood. Before engines, analysis relied heavily on human intuition, experience, and sometimes even guesswork. But now, powerful engines like Stockfish and LC0 can dissect a position with surgical precision. They reveal hidden tactics, suggest surprising sacrifices, and uncover resources that no human would dare consider. This revolution has reshaped how players study the game. Opening preparation has become deeper and more refined, with Grandmasters memorizing complex lines backed by engine evaluations. Entire repertoires are built not just on theory, but on engine-proof ideas. Even endgames that were once mysterious are now mapped out with the help of table bases, offering perfect play for positions with limited pieces. Commentary and broadcasts have evolved too. Fans now follow live engine evaluations in real time, comparing human moves to machine choices. The bar goes up literally, and with it, our understanding of what's possible in chess. In short, chess engines have transformed the board into a laboratory. What was once an art of uncertainty is now a science of precision, and it's pushing the game into fascinating new territory. After Deep Blue's victory, chess engines didn't just get faster, they got smarter. Modern engines like Stockfish, Komodo, and later AlphaZero didn't just calculate millions of positions per second. They started to understand the game in ways humans never imagined. Engines began to uncover new depths in classic positions. Long-held beliefs about openings, endgames, and tactics were being challenged and rewritten. Sacrifices that once seemed absurd were now shown to be sound. Quiet moves once overlooked were revealed to be deadly in disguise. Players and coaches across all levels started relying on engines not just to check tactics, but to discover them. Entire strategies evolved as humans began to learn from machines, adopting engine-approved lines, refining their intuition, and sharpening their calculation. The gap between human and machine didn't just widen, it transformed how the game itself was played. As engines grew stronger, a new debate began to echo across the chess world. Is AI a gift to human chess, or a threat to its soul? On one side, engines have become invaluable tools. Players can now access world-class analysis from their phones, and even beginners can explore lines with computer guidance. Critics argue that over-reliance on engines is blurring the human touch. Creative instincts, once celebrated, are now often replaced by memorized engine lines. Players can feel pressure to play like machines, rather than trusting their own ideas. It's a question of balance. Is AI helping us play better or simply play safer? The answer may lie not in choosing sides, but in how we use the power at our fingertips. Today, artificial intelligence isn't just competing in chess, it's teaching it. AI-powered engines have transformed chess training into a precise and personalized experience. Whether you're a grandmaster or a beginner, tools like Stockfish, Leela Chess Zero, and online platforms use AI to pinpoint your weaknesses, suggest improvements, and even simulate real-game situations tailored to your level. Gone are the days of guesswork. Players can now analyze their games instantly, understanding not just what went wrong, but why AI shows missed tactics, positional subtleties, and alternative moves, all in seconds. Training has also become more interactive. Platforms like chess.com, Lichess, and AimChess offer AI-based puzzle rushes, opening trainers, and mistake diagnosis. It's like having a personal coach. The result, players around the world are getting stronger, faster, and the gap between amateur and master is narrowing like never before. The chess engines of today are already beyond human, but the engines of tomorrow, they may reshape intelligence itself. As artificial intelligence continues to evolve, chess engines are expected to grow not just in strength, but in understanding. We're entering an era where engines may no longer rely solely on brute force calculations or database memorization. Instead, they'll begin to think in abstract, human-like ways, or perhaps even beyond them. Future engines might blend pattern recognition, neural networks, and reinforcement learning to uncover truths about chess that no grandmaster has ever imagined. Engines could one day solve endgames with dozens of pieces, or play entire games based on long-term positional dreams rather than immediate tactics. And as AI continues to grow outside of chess, some experts speculate that chess engines may even surpass human intelligence in broader reasoning and problem-solving, turning the 64 squares into a microcosm of artificial general intelligence. The question is no longer if AI will surpass us in chess. The question is, what happens when it starts teaching us about thinking itself? As AI continues to redefine what's possible in chess, it also raises deep ethical questions about the future of the game. The line between fair play and foul is blurrier than ever. With powerful chess engines accessible on every smartphone, cheating has become a major concern, even at the highest levels of competition. Online and over-the-board events now require strict monitoring, advanced anti-cheat tools, and even AI surveillance. But ethics go beyond just cheating. As engines take over analysis, preparation, and training, there's a growing concern. Are we outsourcing too much of our thinking? Are we losing the creative spark that made chess a battle of minds, not just moves? And what about young players growing up in a world where AI dominates? Will they rely too heavily on machines? Or will they learn to challenge them with their own ideas? The future of chess doesn't just depend on how powerful engines become. It depends on how responsibly we choose to use them. The future of chess doesn't have to be a battle between man and machine. It can be a partnership. Imagine a world where human intuition and creativity combine with machine precision and calculation, where players use AI not just as a tool, but as a teammate, exploring bold ideas, refining strategies, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible on the board. We've already seen glimpses of this in freestyle or centaur chess, where humans and engines team up, often outperforming either alone. In training, AI helps us understand deeper truths about positions. In preparation, it sharpens our openings. And in education, it brings chess to millions in ways never seen before. Rather than replacing us, AI could elevate us, making chess more beautiful, accessible, and profound. Together, human insight and artificial intelligence may lead us into a new golden age of chess. Even in an era ruled by supercomputers, it's the human spirit that keeps chess alive and unpredictable. Engines may calculate millions of moves per second, but they don't feel the thrill of a sacrifice, the tension of a must-win game, or the psychological warfare that unfolds across the board. That's where humans still shine. Creativity, too, remains a uniquely human trait. From Tal's daring sacrifices to Carlsen's quiet positional squeezes, it's the human touch that brings character and emotion to the game. And then there's psychology, reading your opponent, setting traps, feeling the pressure of the clock. These are elements no engine can replicate, and no algorithm can quantify. In the end, chess is more than just perfect play. It's about imperfect players daring to dream, and that will always be human. Even as engines reach unimaginable depths, it's still the human mind that brings meaning to their moves. Engines might suggest the strongest line, but they don't explain why it works in practical terms, or how it fits into a broader strategy. That's where human players come in. It takes intuition, experience, and contextual understanding to interpret an engine's cold calculation and translate it into human comprehension. Top grandmasters don't just follow engine lines blindly. They study why certain choices are preferred, and how to apply those ideas in real games, where psychology, time pressure, and imperfect decisions matter. What looks like a +0, 3 inches advantage on a screen could be a nightmare to play as a human, and only another human can understand that. In many ways, engines provide the data, but humans write the story. It's this collaboration that's unlocking deeper levels of chess understanding, not replacing the human element, but enhancing it. Through centuries of change, from candlelit matches to cloud-based engines, one truth has never wavered. Chess is a battle of minds. Even in the age of artificial intelligence, the 64 squares remain a stage for drama, brilliance, and human resilience. Each move tells a story. Each game is a dance between logic and imagination, risk and reward, silence and strategy. AI may show us the best move, but only a human can show us a beautiful one. The tension of a queen sacrifice, the symmetry of a perfect checkmate, the surprise of an underdog win, these are moments that make chess more than just a game of calculations. They make it art. So as we move forward into an AI-driven future, let's not forget what drew us to chess in the first place: its endless depth, its timeless elegance, and its power to challenge and inspire the human mind. Because no matter how smart the machine becomes, chess will always be a game for the soul. From wooden boards to silicon brains, from candlelight to code, chess has evolved, but its soul remains untouched. In this eternal battle of minds, it's not man versus machine, it's man and machine, unlocking the infinite beauty of the game we love. Welcome to the future, but long live the game. If this deep dive into the world of chess and artificial intelligence sparked your circuits, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with fellow minds who love the game beyond the board, and subscribe to stay updated with every intelligent move we upload. Human or AI, together we make the next move.